first half an hour here in this second rubber, but opponent Buzărnescu has come back seemingly in the last few minutes. On serve. 3-4. Mistakes from Garcia, who we talked about mentally was very good in those first 25 minutes in particular, but just got off the boil here in the last few minutes.
There's been some quick points, hasn't there, and starting to see more unforced errors, and we didn't get that in the opening few games from her. Rock solid. First double of the match. Anilovic back in position in which she played the first rubber. Never a good time to play a double, but it's a huge point.
Accelerated through that. Buzărnescu here just tightening up a little bit in the last couple of points again, having relaxed. Garcia taking advantage.
Well, that forehand just shot off the court. Good shape again, good depth.
30-40.
She move a break in front again, Garcia. Has done. Buzărnescu's good work to get back on serve in the set. Well, gone against her again now. Garcia to serve for the opener, 5-3.
Just perhaps a little let off the hook there, Garcia. That misreturn from Garcia, and then really felt that Buzărnescu was heading towards getting herself back on track at the double fault. So now Garcia back in. point there from Garcia. See a run of errors, but seems to have just settled down. Buzărnescu, in fact, in that point, just over-pressing.
That's right there, Buzărnescu, giving in just yet in this first set. She's come from a breakdown once already.
$13-15.
Turning for Buzărnescu here.
40-15.
Set points against the Romanian here. For the French. Just the one needed. Garcia takes the first set, holds on to the break that time, and wins the first set of this second rubber, 6-3 in 3/4 of an hour.
Au service, Buzărnescu, Roumanie. Thank you. Thank you.
Mihaela Buzărnescu then a set down in this second rubber for Romania to Francis Caroline Garcia. 6-3 that opening set. Garcia here looking to start the second set the way that she started the match, where she really just took control of it very early, gave Buzărnescu problems. Demanding point here again.
Excellent footwork there. Just getting in the right position. You need to make enough space there to hit that shot.
service.
Good clean ball striking. It's a good defensive play here from Buzărnescu. This was the smart shot though, didn't panic from Garcia and just puts it right back in the same spot. She'll know that Buzărnescu is going to be looking to scramble to regain her court position. One too many there.
See, she's like this, just looks all business. Might she be as well as set up and with only break points in the second as well. Break as well. Third game in a row for Garcia here, setting the break up now. You see that idea of all business? I mean, just the way she goes, because a lot of players give away, give off a lot of emotion, and especially in this competition, totally understandable. She does a little bit, but it's when she's at her best, she kind of gives bits of it, but otherwise, it's quite contained. You talked about it already. She's been quite composed, solid, all these words we use. Garcia.
Well, looks confident as well. I think that, how she presents herself, how she goes about each point. I mean, she's an aggressive player, steps up to the line, and you can really feel that she's 100% ready, doesn't overreact, doesn't let too many things faze her. That's when you see her, when she's on form with the way that she can play. I mean, you wonder why she's not higher. I mean, obviously has been up as high as 4 in the world. Issues with injuries, seen the ranking drop down, but she really is a class player.
You kind of look at her career. I remember that year, was it a couple of years ago, she qualified for the WTA final. She just couldn't lose a match for a period of time. She goes through these periods where she's basically unplayable. And then, as you say, then there are periods where you're wondering, is that the same player? Explains the ranking, as you say, why the ranking, I mean, she's been up to 4 in the world, obviously, but why a lot of the time why it's been where it has been, because she has those good periods and then drops
then
down.
can have a bit of a dip, and I guess as we've seen, not for a long period of time, where the errors can come into play.
Good couple of points from Buzărnescu.
It's good tennis. Good ball striking from both players, and that's where Buzărnescu can be effective, is when she's got herself close to the baseline. Use the lefty forehand to open up the court, and then is able to get on that front foot. Strength and balance in the legs to allow her to hit that backhand. Good response from her. Doesn't she? She gets the ball toss wrong. Good first serve, and again, such good footwork. If you look at Garcia's feet, extra little steps, adjustment steps to help her get into the right position.
Please.
It's an ongoing theme, that one.
This time a good response from Garcia, a couple of solid points. Started by a good first serve. Another well-struck backhand when she's able to get on that front foot, get down low, really hit through the ball. Strike it well. She stays down, doesn't need to come up. She's got herself in the right position.
Breakback points. Considerable shape. Garcia just saw an opportunity there.
Consistency as well, and there Garcia, as you say, I mean, takes that one right at the top of the bounce, perfectly timed. It was up at shoulder height. That's not easy to control, particularly when you're going up the line.
From Simona Halep there. Really good strike from Buzărnescu. There have been a few of them in this game from the Romanian.
Oh, it's that forehand that got her out of trouble. Pulled out wide. Garcia expecting that one to go cross court, and it just was able to get Garcia off balance. Give her the upper hand in the point.
Thank you.
Second breakback point of the game for Buzărnescu. Picks her off. See her looking to go forward. It didn't work out. Buzărnescu breaks back, ends the run of games at 3 as well for Garcia in the process.
She's been done a few times, hasn't she, with this short angle cross court. Garcia just not able to get in tight enough to the net. See where the split step was, just behind the service line. Buzărnescu that opportunity, particularly with the lefty forehand, to hook that angle past her.
Buzărnescu back on serve here in this second set immediately.
It's amazing how quick things can turn around.
There's the quick points again.
Or 3 quick points, yeah.
Similar to when she came back almost to parity in the first set, what she was doing, Buzărnescu. Didn't quite get there. She's done that this time. She's in front now in this second set. Much more encouraging for the Romanians. A couple of quick games for Buzărnescu, putting her 2-1 in front.
Time.
Well, they're a little bit happier about things in this second rubber, the Romanians. The away support will be very noisy here throughout the day so far. Mihaela Buzărnescu setting a break down now, ahead on serve in the second on Caroline Garcia here, 2-1. Look long,
I agree with you, Guy.
I didn't even think it was even close, actually, that one.
Just pointing to the mark.
Maybe the baseline judge there, just off the start of the game, was still in the sit down.
Maybe.
Yeah. Just having a 3-point off there, I think. Yeah, that wasn't even close.
Merci. Thank you. Thank you.
She's getting so much encouragement. Buzărnescu here, just listening to the away support, cheering her on. It's got to help moments like this.
Definitely. Just gets hold of that return.
Thank you. Thank you.
Again, where she's looking down, I think, at the surface, whether it was her footing or she wasn't happy with the bounce. It's what you said, Luce, as well, because the ball does tend to spit up a bit off the surface. Maybe that's actually what did for her there. Not the first time.
No, it often has, particularly off that forehand. It is an effective one from Garcia. getting that serve jumping up. Can be a ball that Buzărnescu doesn't enjoy.
13.
Garcia just slams the door shut there as Buzărnescu was threatening a third game in a row. It's like the second set.
She just seemed to lock in, didn't she? Particularly that last point, didn't look to do too much, just really trying to get some consistency through the centre of the court, having made a couple of errors at the start of the game.
Zero. 15 love.
Good tennis there. I mean, Garcia just couldn't quite get behind that forehand. Smart shot to play the drop shot. Garcia does a good job of just digging it out, but can't do any more than put it back over the net. Comfortable volley for the Romanian.
Thank you.
That's the line there.
Really committed to that back end. Didn't want to let it jump up. Makes the decision here to step in and take it early. Take back with the racket here. Able to get over the top of the ball.
15.
Buzărnescu back in front here. This second set on serve, 3-2.
Time. Merci beaucoup. Merci.
Garcia here, 2-3 in the second. Some hit.
Incredible shot. Just is able to flatten this ball out. It's that left leg behind the shot. Just a jab there, cross court.
Stats.
It's often a stat for Garcia. It's a little higher than that, isn't it?
Still being outpaced by Buzărnescu at the moment, 2-1. A little bit surprising. Good backhands in this game.
Both players just injecting a little more pace, and perhaps there with Garcia, it certainly seems as if she's trying to target a bit more traffic towards the backhand side, maybe went once too often. Just missed it.
She's just looking to do a little bit more now, Buzărnescu, as this goes on. Just a touch. I mean, we're talking about fractions here. So in this game, she just feels she needs to get after the ball a little bit more. Didn't work out there, but the intent's clear. Again, toss goes awry. She gets it right though after all that, credit to her. A couple of aces in the game for Garcia.
Does make a big difference. She's banging down some big serves. Serve percentage is starting to creep up for her. Still in the 50s, is it?
It's actually up towards the mid-60s.
60s now.
It's backing up your point.
50s,
it's gone up. Yeah, it's gone up. As you say. Quarter in. Where's this going to turn? This second rubber. Spitting up onto Buzărnescu there, taking her time away.
moment in that opening set that allowed Garcia to push through and get over the line.
S'il vous plaît.
Garcia starting to improve her number of first serves. Buzărnescu never really a strong point to serve. Back-to-back doubles, it's killing her really.
Well, it is at this stage. Having come out of the chair at 3-2 up quite quickly, she's in a lot of trouble here.
Indeed, 3 break points. Is a chance.
A real opportunity. She moved early to get a forehand into play on the return. She's able to pin Buzărnescu back deep in the corner, but here just doesn't get up the back of the ball enough. Trying to get over the higher part of the net to drop the racket head and get some more shape on that forehand.
The backhand we saw previously was good. That's even better. So flat, but so good. And it's Garcia now, back a set and a break in front.
Time.
Garcia then a couple of games away from levelling up this semi-final tie for the hosts. New balls as well for the Frenchwoman. Just broken Mihaela Buzărnescu to re-establish her lead in this second set. Second set and 4-3 now for her.
S'il vous plaît, mesdames et messieurs, s'il vous plaît, please.
Difficult position to be in when you're one down in a tie like this coming in, even if On paper, maybe people expect Garcia to be the favourite. When you've got to come in and deliver the point, it takes a lot of the correct mentality to do that. Certain players would fold in that situation, but what we've seen from Garcia throughout so far is that she's strong enough mentally to handle all that. Even if she's struggling with her ball toss, handling everything else mentally, but the ball toss, the issues continue. Getting pretty close on that, Lucy, actually. I mean, the umpire there, you know, in terms of catching the ball, I mean, you're allowed to do that.
I mean, it's not actually a rule in terms of you can only throw it up once. It's obviously the factor of the time. I mean, it's only really in recent sort of years where the umpires actually stepped in if a player is struggling with it, but it does. It puts a lot of pressure on you as the server, because you then start to rush, and that's really why you're not getting the ball in the right place. She's dealing with the stick from the crowd pretty well.
She's getting quite a few mistakes here from Buzărnescu.
I mean, that's where, for me, Buzărnescu, I mean, you've got to put those balls back into play. It's not the biggest serve. You know your opponent's struggling perhaps with their rhythm, hence why they're not hitting some of the balls that they're throwing up.
Clinically put away, and it's a love game. Very quickly for Garcia, moving a game away from the victory.
Well, it's been the last few games, hasn't it? And now we're maybe starting to see, I mean, if you look at throughout this match, it's the key moments that the Romanian has struggled to be able to come up with the goods. It's the big points that she hasn't been able to take advantage of. It really should have gone back to 4-all in that opening set. And then in this set, put herself in a good position.
Record that Garcia's got in this competition that she brings in here, even though she missed a couple of seasons of play.
That counts for a lot, doesn't it?
7 of her past 8 singles rubbers. She's won in the competition. She's even getting a bit of good fortune there as well, to add on top of all that. Problems multiplying here for Buzărnescu. Julian Bennett's a bit of a wry smile from him.
I think it was a bit more than that, wasn't it?
Quite possibly.
He wasn't saying sorry.
Let's women's six.
It's really close. Thinking it was the good call. Yeah. Buzărnescu. She thought she'd caught some of that centre line. Slipping away from the Romanian here, this one.
Merci, merci.
Really is a tremendous record Garcia's got. You look at it overall, talk about her winning all these singles rubbers in a row, 7 of her last 8, 10 and 4 in FedCup singles, 5 and 1 in doubles, 15 and 5 overall. She really does step up for her country. This looks to be another example of it. 3 match points. Garcia hauling the hosts France level here in Rouen at the end of the first day of this FedCup by BNP Paribas World Group semi-final. Mihaela Buzărnescu just a bit outplayed at the end. A very solid, composed, a short effort from Garcia. And it's all to play for here, heading into day 2.
Well, what a performance really from Garcia. I mean, from the word go, started the match. Well, here we see a victory celebration, as we see so often. Started the match particularly well, but Buzărnescu did a great job of getting herself back in, but it was really those key moments in the first and also in the second set. Don't forget she was 3-2 up, but you have to say, I mean, Garcia, FedCup, I mean, her record is just quite incredible, isn't it? And that counts for so much when you're out there, when you have those pressure moments. If you've got the experience to fall back on, it makes a huge difference, and I think that's what we saw today.
Yeah, the hashtag is fly with Caro, isn't it, that she puts out there. Oh, this has been a performance where she has soared to hit some decent heights, and it's all been good for the French. 8 of her last 9 singles rubbers now she's won. It does set it up very well. Talked about those lack of comebacks from 2-0 down. That was the problem for the French. They actually produced the last one, but they didn't want to be getting into that position here, and they don't have to now. 1 apiece here in Rouen. There's a few lucky recipients in the crowd for these signed tennis balls from our Victor, who we'll be hearing from very shortly, of that second rubber, Caroline Garcia. An hour and 26 minutes. 6-3 and 6-3, of course, following up from Simona Halep's victory earlier on over Kristina Mladenovic. So the split, we expected Lucy, this tie to be tight and possibly go all the way to a deciding doubles, and well, nothing to change that opinion after the first day.
That's right. I think that the 2 results that we probably expected, Halep obviously winning this morning, that was a tough ask for Mladenovic, but you have to say, I mean, she played a very good match. It's going to be interesting to see what the captains do overnight in terms of who they put in, if they stick with their original nominations, which would be Mladenovic and Buzărnescu.
Yeah, it's that 4th rubber, isn't it? Because you've got Garcia and Halep for the 3rd rubber, but then what's to follow? Let's hear from Julien Benneteau now.
Well, it's 1-1. It was both number 1 players brought a point to their team. It's half good, half bad.
No, it's okay. With the staff, we spoke about that during the week. And if Saturday night we're at 1-1, it's okay. When you face a team with the number 2 in the world, when you win 1 singles during each day, it's okay. So, okay, the hierarchy was respected today, and we will see tomorrow what will happen.
Christina's match, real quick. Christina's match, 3-3 in the first. A very, very tough game at 3-3, and then after she lost that game, it was tough. It was Simona just started rolling over.
Yeah, the first 45 minutes were very good, very intense, high-level quality of tennis from Kristina, and against this kind of players, when you are with them with the score, it's a little bit easier because you know you can feel the pressure, and then when they get more relaxed and they have the confidence with the score, it's more difficult. We all know about that when we are a player. But Kristina gave everything. I'm very happy with the attitude and what she showed on the court. So we will see tomorrow. But Simona for sure was very solid today.
Her ball, Simona's ball, just keeps coming back, and she finds very deep zones. Yeah.
Yeah, we know her. Not very surprised, but very strong, very solid, very efficient.
And Caroline, you're very satisfied, I'm sure, with her performance.
Yes, I'm sure I'm more satisfied than herself with her game. She was leading in the first set, but she was not complaining, but saying, I don't feel my forehand like the way I want it. It's normal when you're a player like this, you're never satisfied. But it's a solid win, 6-3, 6-3, at home, semi-final like this, very solid win, I'm very happy.
Julien, right now, the way you saw things going today, is your plan tomorrow, are you sticking to your plan right now?
For the moment, I didn't have a plan.
Well, the plan from the draw, I mean.
I will see, I don't know. I have to speak with a lot of people tonight.
Okay. Have a good chat. Congratulations. darling, congratulations. You're coming on the court at 0-1. Your team is down, and what a solid performance. You never looked like you were shaking at all, and you did the job that the number one has to do.
Yeah, I was very proud to be part of the team and to be on court for today's match. We had a lot of scenario in the past in FedCup, and I was just focused on my matches. I wanted to give everything I can, and it was 0-1, but it's still a very long way until the end of the weekend, so I was ready for my match, and that was the only thing matter for me.
How do you analyze your performance today and your opponent and you? How do you see this game?
She's a very tricky player. She can do a lot of things. She's moving very well. She can change fast and a little bit more top spin. So I'm not super happy about my performance, but I think in the more important moment I was able to play a bit more solid and be more aggressive, and that's what I will keep in mind for tomorrow. And I know if I have to play against Simona tomorrow, I will have to be ready and play better.
Julien said that he was more satisfied with your performance than you were. So he told us that during the match you were complaining a bit, saying you didn't feel your forehand too well.
Yeah, I was getting a bit frustrated, even if I was up in the score always. And he told me, you're doing good, you're still up. And I was like, yeah, my forehand is not going out of my racket as the way I want. But sometimes it's what happened in the matches, it's different than practice. So he gave me positive energy, and I think it makes a difference for me to improve.
And finally, during the first match, it felt more like we were in Romania in this, but you brought it back to France because with your performance you managed to quiet down the Romanian fans. Was that also satisfaction?
Yeah, we were ready for it. We know the Romanian would be there, very noisy and very patriot for the country, and Simona is a huge player for Romania, so of course they can cheer a lot, and I'm very happy that Team France is back to 1-0, and we can hear our fan a little bit, and they have to get some rest like us and be ready for tomorrow.
Okay, you be ready for tomorrow too. Congratulations, see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
So there we are then, interviews with Julien Benneteau and Caroline Garcia there for you. Just about wraps things up here from the opening day. Victories to just confirm before we leave you for Simona Halep and for Caroline Garcia there. Meaning it's one rubber apiece, meaning that all three matches will be played on day two, but will they all be live? That's going to be the issue, and whether, we touched on it already there in the interviews, whether there'll be changes in nominations. You wouldn't think with the third rubber with Garcia and Halep, we expect to start with that on Sunday, but then all options are possible, aren't they really, Lucy, and the rubbers to follow?
That's right, it'll be interesting, the discussions that the coaches have with the rest of the team overnight to see who they put forward, but I think it always adds to the excitement, doesn't it, when overnight you're 1-1, because it certainly is all to play for.
Yeah, both nations will really have strong hopes that they can pull through this and reach the November World Group Final. That's after Garcia's excellent victory there to level things up. One match apiece here with Romania in Rouen after that first day, and that familiar trademark celebration doing her bit for France, the hosts here, that's for sure. So there we are then, look back at the numbers before we leave things on that match. Aaron, 26 minutes for Garcia, 6-3 and 6-3.
Well, I think the key things for me, as we saw with the key points, break points won by Garcia, 5 compared to 2. Too many unforced errors really at key moments for the Romanian, just again highlighting on the experience and success.